most of my life, my relationship with religion has been complicated, to say the least. I was raised to associate God with fear, guilt, and shame. Eventually, the weight of that anxiety became too much to bear over the years, and I slowly stopped practicing. But recently, a hardship in my life led me to discover spirituality. And as I explored it, I couldn't help notice the parallels with Islam. For the first time, I began rediscovering faith on my own terms this time, finding peace, love, and clarity in ways I never had before. I still have so much to learn, but this year, I've decided to try to fast for the full 30 days of Ramadan. So let's see how it goes. Ramadan isn't just about fasting, it's about dedicating time to become the best version of yourself. It's about strengthening your faith in something bigger than you, providing acts of service, focusing on your health, practicing discipline, self-control, and working on reducing your ego. Good morning, guys. It is Thursday. If you are new to my vlog, my name is Maham. Welcome. Just a couple days until Ramadan starts, which is crazy, but I have a lot to do today. So I have to go to Whole Foods, get some groceries. I definitely want to meal prep suhoor. I'm not gonna have time or energy to make like a really good healthy meal at like 4 a.m. in the morning. So I looked up some recipes and I'm gonna make some high protein chia pudding and also like a very healthy high protein version of like egg McMuffins that I found, and I'm super excited. I'm gonna show you guys like how I make it. And then after that, I'm gonna go to a coffee shop in DC. I've been on the hunt for the best almond croissant in DC. I've gone to a few pretty good places, but I found this one that's in DuPont, and I'm gonna see how it is because if you guys have seen my other vlogs, I am obsessed with almond croissants. Like, they are my weakness. So I figured I'm gonna have one because I'm probably not gonna eat during the daytime in a very long time. So I'm gonna enjoy it while I can. And then after that, I'm just gonna meal prep, get my apartment clean, just so I have less things to do when I'm actually fasting. The main reason why I wanted to come to this beautiful coffee shop is so that I could sit down and write down a list of goals that I want to achieve this Ramadan. So this Ramadan, I'm making a list of 4 things that I really want to work on. Number 1, live in the present moment. This is super important to me. I truly believe that this one life we've been given is precious, and the ultimate form of gratitude is by practicing living in the present moment instead of constantly trying to escape it. Number 2 is delete social media. This is going to be hard, but I really want to reduce any distractions that will feed my ego and take me away from what truly matters. Plus, I think I could definitely use the detox. Number 3, reduce music. While I may not cut it out completely, I'm definitely going to try reducing it. This is just another way that's going to help me be in the present moment. I want to listen to the sounds of nature and people around me rather than distracting myself by listening to music. And lastly, I want to be kinder to myself. I once heard a quote that we can be harder on ourselves than God is, and that kind of changed my life. I want to focus on being kinder to myself and giving myself more grace for the moments when I will inevitably mess up. So that was probably one of the best almond croissants I have ever had. Like, I kid you not. I don't really know how to pronounce the name because it's in French, but I'll link it down below. If you guys are in the DC area, you should definitely check out this bakery. I haven't been in the city in a while, or at least in DC, and I miss it so much. It is so beautiful. It really does remind me of Brooklyn, especially these areas of DuPont. And like the houses, they look very New York vibes. I've been thinking recently, I really do want to move to New York someday, but I get a little taste of it when I'm in certain areas of DC. It's not all of them, because DC can be weird sometimes. Certain areas do give me a good vibe. But that coffee shop was the perfect place to sit down and just get my thoughts together. I really want to be intentional this month and have specific areas in my life that I want to work on, so it just really helps to write it down. And I do that for the new year, like at the beginning of the new year as well. So it's kind of nice to have another fresh start in March. If you guys have any goals or anything you're working on, leave it in the comments down below so that we can all motivate each other. All right, I got my groceries. I'm gonna do a little haul. So I wanna just show you guys a couple ideas of high protein, healthy recipes you can make for suhoor. And then maybe in the future, I could show you guys some ideas for iftar as well. So I am making healthy egg McMuffins. I got this Dave's Killer bread, some spinach to add in the egg muffins. Super excited about this. This is chicken and maple breakfast sausage patties. So I'm gonna also include this in the sandwiches. And then obviously you're going to need cheese. So I got mild cheddar cheese. I think that would taste really good. And then lastly, I can't go a day without these two, my milk. So I got my vanilla and then my creamer as well. And this is great for like iced coffees, matcha latte. And then lastly, I got this can of coconut milk. I really like this brand and it's super easy to make chia pudding. So I'm gonna use this to make chia pudding. So let's make these delicious and extremely healthy egg McMuffins. So first I'm just chopping up some red bell pepper that I'm going to save to the side and saute it. Then I'm going to crack 6 eggs into a blender cup and add around 1 cup of cottage cheese into the blender mix. And I'm also going to add some salt for seasoning and garlic powder as well. Blend it up all together. Then I'm going to pour it into my baking pan. I just use like a brownie pan. Add in my red bell pepper that's sauteed. Add in some spinach as well. I'm stirring that all together so it's nice and thoroughly mixed. Then I put in the oven for around 15 minutes. Then I'm gonna make a sauce with mayo and this Momofuku sweet and spicy Korean barbecue sauce. Gonna mix them together. This is gonna make the egg McMuffins taste so good. Got my chicken sausage here. Now the eggs are ready. I'm taking them out of the oven. They look so good. You guys, I'm so proud of myself. In the meantime, I'm going to make my chia pudding. While we were waiting for the eggs to cool down, I figured I would make my chia pudding. So I use coconut milk. You can technically use any plant-based milk, but I find that the flavor of coconut milk works the best. Now with coconut milk, it always comes out like clumpy like this. So it's really, really important to mix it thoroughly. In fact, what I do is whisk it because you need to break apart those clumps. You can even blend it if you wanted. It's usually not this thick. I don't know why it's so thick. I'm gonna add in a little bit of almond milk just to kind of thin it out. It's usually not like this, but okay, that's better. Once you've broken apart the clumps, then we're gonna add in chia seeds. Now this part's always tricky because it's so hard to get the right ratio. So I'm gonna do basically 1 can of coconut milk, and then let's try 1/4 cup of chia seeds. I'm gonna add in just a little bit more. This is a guessing game. No recipe is going to be exact. It's just a trial and error. Then we're gonna add in a sweetener, of course. So you could add honey, maple syrup. I actually like agave in mine because I tried this chia pudding once at a farmer's market where they were selling it, and I looked at the ingredients and it had agave, and I loved the taste of it. It was so, so good. I find that it really works with the coconut milk. That is so good. You guys, from now on, if you make chia pudding, use coconut milk and use agave. For the sweetener, it's a winning combination. You're gonna feel like you're on a tropical island. So I got these cute little jars from IKEA, and these would make the perfect portion size for chia pudding. You guys, how freaking cute are these? I feel like you'd be served this at a resort in like Hawaii or Costa Rica. Now I realized I was missing a ingredient that would make this even higher protein. I think chia seeds have a little bit of protein, but if you wanted this to have more protein, you can always add protein powder. All right, guys, it is now time to assemble our Egg McMuffins. So first I'm cutting up the eggs into these square pieces that will easily fit in the sandwiches. Then I got this cute parchment paper from Amazon. It just adds so much more fun to cooking. I got my whole wheat Egg McMuffins, and then I'm putting my sauce on each side. They're gonna taste so good, I can already tell. Then my sausage, cheese, and then a slice of my egg mixture here, and that's pretty much it. I'm just going to wrap up each individual Egg McMuffin. I'm trying to be fancy here. I found this like folding technique. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, looks great. And look how cute, you guys. I can affirm I just had one, and these are so good. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm so impressed by how amazing they are. You definitely have to try this. It'll also make a great gift to family members so that they don't have to cook as well. Just such a nice gesture to do for people. And I'm going to store these in the freezer, so it's just going to be easy for me to warm up in the microwave and have it for suhoor. I'll be honest, I haven't fasted in several years, and it wasn't because I didn't want to. I truly missed it, but I felt like I wasn't Muslim enough. I thought that if I wasn't even meeting the basic criteria of Islam, then why should I bother fasting? But now, I realize that this mindset was coming from my ego. It was a way to keep me stuck in my familiar ways, avoiding change out of fear of judgment. But that fear, that judgment, it's a human quality that we project onto God. We tend to shrink our perception of Him to fit the small confines of our minds. But He is so much bigger than that, more forgiving, more loving than we could ever imagine. So if there's one thing I hope you take away from this video, it's this. Don't let anything stop you from trying to be better. This month is a gift, and I hope we can all embrace it with open arms and no judgment towards each other. Sending you all so much love, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.